Conversations. Good morning. Coffee Conversations with Greg J is on. How are you today? Yes, another week. Getting more chilly out there. Hope y'all had a good Thanksgiving time if that's what you celebrate. Family, friends, good food. Did you eat intemperance? Got to keep yourself healthy and everything. Well, we're on the case here. We're still talking about, our consciousness, elevating our consciousness, culturally relevant conversations right here on Coffee Conversations with Greg J. We do this from a global perspective, just trying to bring the diaspora together, elevate our minds, and just walk together in this struggle, I guess, of life, right? Education is the foundation of everything that we are doing here. Education is the foundation to our liberation. That's what my mama used to say. We got friends out there, we want to bring you in and update you and inform you about HBCUs, Black colleges. I think that's a really, really important. I have a desire in my heart to go to Howard University. Just never got a chance to make it there, right? That's all right. Maybe one day. But in the meantime, we got to get our young ones ready, get their minds ready, get their consciousness ready to hit up these HBCUs. I was really glad a friend of mine recently transferred her son to Morehouse College. I was very, very proud. Shout out to Makai. What up with it? Over there running track and stuff. Fast guy. Great young man. But, how do I get my children into the, HBCUs? What kind of resources are out there for our HBCUs and for me to help me get my son or daughter through these systems, through these respected institutions of higher learning, right? Got my friend, Dr. Theresa Price. She's here.
Hey,
Good morning.
good morning.
How are you today?
Doing great. I'm excited. I'm excited for the conversation. Excited. Listen, I was just thinking while you were saying that, I was like, well, why don't you just go to Howard for the summer? Just take a class for the summer, So then you got that experience out of you.
Nice. Maybe
Yeah.
maybe that's the deal. We'll
Yeah.
see, and we'll see.
Well, we have some online things. We're doing some dual enrollment agreements, which we're the only organization in the country to offer dual enrollment to 11th and 12th graders. We also have something for adults that want to return to college. They're all online because we wanted to get everybody engaged in advancing their mind, really advancing education, building their legacy, building who they are. So that's a way to start it. Like you said, education. Oh, I cannot hear you. I don't know
I
what
know
happened.
that you are the
Okay.
CEO of what is that? The National College Resource Foundation?
That's right. You
What is
see
that?
all these things. You can't forget. Look, got my little thing right here. No,
Right.
yes. I am the founder, CEO, and oh my God, I just thanking Lord this morning, and I just thank God. I just thank God, Greg. I really do.
Mhm,
You don't know why you're here a lot of times. You don't
mhm,
know the purpose. You don't know why. I mean, you're here and you're born and all that, but when you know your why, you're really why, and our good Lord, why?
mhm,
And it just seems like everything lines right up with what your passion is. Like you think, and I just love, 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 love helping students. I just
mhm,
love seeing their eyes light up when they know they can do it and they can make it and they can win and they believe in themselves and they know they matter because they do matter. And it's just such a great, awesome rush. If we talk about a rush, when you see students that get it, that they know, okay, I got this, I can do this.
mhm.
And I think that's I can't describe the feeling. It's the best in the world.
Yeah, you have been, you're the founder of the Black College Expo, and I was looking for my Black College Expo T-shirt that I wear all the time, and I couldn't find it this
Oh wow, we have
morning.
to get you another one. That's okay. We
And
produce some new stuff. I'm gonna send you just a little collection for yourself. Tell
Nice,
me what
nice.
size. Let's say the size live, just in case somebody else want to send you
Well, I'll
something.
take a large. I'll take a
Okay,
large.
got you.
Yes,
I got you.
yes.
Everybody hear that? Send them large.
Nice. I'll wear it too.
Yes.
You
No.
know,
So
so
we
how
got some
long
nice
have you
stuff.
been doing the Black College Expo?
Oh man, 23 years. We have Seller 23 years. This is going to be our 24th annual coming up January 28th here in LA. This season, 2023 season will be our 24th annual tour year. Can you believe that? Almost a quarter of a century right there, quarter of a century. Just say, man, a little under. And it's I, I would, man, come on. I was doing entertainment. I didn't know I was going to be doing education. I guess I got the E right, but it was
Right.
ED instead of EN.
Well, you know what? Walk us through real quickly how you even got to that. I mean, like you said, you were in entertainment. I know you to be a radio executive and all of that. And then, I mean, how did you even get into this lane?
You know, I was, and then when I go back over my life, let me just say, I was an oratorical speaker. I mean, I just ended up that way. Somehow, I don't know if you remember this show, I Am Somebody on Channel 7. I was in that when I was in the, I think I was in the second grade or third grade. You know, I am somebody. Oh, yes, I know. I remember, I know the whole thing. And I remember winning something there. And then I just started being a speaker. I just started speaking. So I was my sixth grade graduation speaker. I was my ninth grade graduation speaker. I was my 12th grade graduation speaker. And I would do these. So I just always loved speaking. And I knew I wanted to go in entertainment originally. So I was doing acting and driving up to Woodland Hills to my manager, who was also Valerie Bertinelli's manager, driving up there, going by Michael Jackson's house, the Jacksons on, Haven.
Havenhurst. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Havenhurst, going there. But I was, and I just thought I want to do that. And I realized then that to go into acting, really, you really have to commit your entire self to going into that. I mean, you have to wait, you got to be available at all times. And I knew that I wanted to go to college. So in knowing that, I knew I wasn't going to be able to like, oh, I can't go to class. I got to go. No, I knew I wanted to get my degree because I'm the youngest of nine. And all of my sisters were educated, so I knew I wanted to go to college. So ended up going to college and going into entertainment because I was a broadcast journalism major with a speech communications minor, and that's what had me go into. I just wanted to go into entertainment, so I ended up doing an internship in radio, which is where I met you originally, and started doing an internship while I was in college. Fell in love with it, met a whole bunch of people, celebrities, whatever. Ended up in the music business too by working with the celebrity theater, and I started managing artists. Then I started getting deep in the music business, and I was doing deals with like Clive Davis and Andre Harrell and Russell Simmons were part of working with Andre, and working with Ron Sweeney and all these people. And it's like, I loved it. I loved it. And I had artists that I managed and they were doing well, traveling all over the world with them. They, doing well. And I had an artist named TQ who I managed, who did pretty well, was really good overseas. And I loved it. But then while I was doing that, somehow I felt it. I was always helping young people. I realized I was always helping young people navigate their lives and helping them with their money, helping them make sure they went to school because a lot of them were under 18. So I fell in love with doing that. And then I was doing radio too. And then I just said one day we were talking and um, we just said, hey, wouldn't it be great to do a Black College Expo? Because I want to say one of my coworkers, her friend, her uncle or grandfather was like the president of HBCU or vice president or something. And we did our first one in 2000 at the LA Convention Center. And man, it was unbelievable. Wrapped around the corner, down the street. We were in the Petrie Hall, I'll never forget that. And they sent out the riot gear police thinking it was going to be a riot. And people were there hungry for
I remember
education.
that.
And I think I want to say that was entertainment. When you think about it, it's like all these eyes are there for education. They were hungry for opportunities. and just to encourage people enough to have them come out to see what is there for me, that was the best. That's the best. And from there, I just said, we got to do more. And I started going into schools, talking to students. And I went to the school in LA. I want to say it was Riverside or Lincoln. It's either Riverside or Lincoln. And I went to talk to the students. And, there's predominantly Hispanic school, pretty much like 99% then at that time. And I'm telling them I'm from the Black College Expo. And they're looking at me like, huh? And I'm like, but I'm here to talk to you about higher education. So I got on my soapbox telling them why they need to go to college, how the chances of making more money, having advanced degrees, why it mattered to get your degree and to keep educating your mind. And then at the end, they stand in line, these students, whatever I was doing, they listen, and they're like, Miss Price, I have a 3.0. Can I go to college? Miss Price, my counselor said I wasn't college material. Can I go to college? And I'm like sitting there fuming like, oh my goodness, if this is what's happening here, then I could just imagine what's happening in the communities, inner cities. And from there, I just vowed, I left out of there, and I didn't let them know I was kind of upset about what I was hearing. I just looked at myself and said, what am I going to do about it? I can complain about it, but what the Bible say, no murmuring and complaining. What am I going to do about it? So I just started saying, every time I do a radio interview, a TV interview, speak in front of anybody, I'm going to tell students and people, I don't care where you're from, I don't care your background, you can do and be anything. The world is yours. You can do anything. Yes, there's work, but it's there for the taking. So that is kind of my message. I don't care. I want students to know I don't care where they come from, background, parents, no parents, one parent, disability. It doesn't matter. There are opportunities for you, and we can help every student because there is something for everybody.
It's an interesting point you bring up because we have to be about the business of encouraging our young people, because oftentimes, most of the time, they're hearing that they can't do this or they
Right.
can't do that. They're not allowed here, not allowed there. There's something that I've been that's non-related to education. However, it's kind of the same. And, I was having this conversation about a play that I saw. And I felt like the objective was really to bring, young students of color to see the performing arts at a professional level for the
Mm-hmm.
first time. Kids in the hood for the first time going down to see a play. But the content of the play was really bothering me because the theme of the production was really going against our speeches in our community centers and our churches, at the Black College Expo, that, hey, you can do anything, you could be anything. And I was really trying to explain to folks that, what we are telling, as we expose our young people to these, I'll just call it the pornography of Black pain, we're actually speaking against that which we are trying to teach our young people. And that is that, you can do anything. You are equal. You
Mm-hmm.
are somebody. You are special. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm listening to you now and I'm like, yeah, because this is what we are really,
Right.
really talking to our young people about. And I just commend you for continuing that speech. Do you feel that young people are really, um, receiving your message? Because there
Oh,
are those that say they're
I,
not.
I could tell you the testimonies that I just saw a slew of testimonies, and I'm just gonna read one that I just got this morning, and it's like when you say this is my fuel that makes me like go. So here is from Kyra Bygrave. My name is Kyra Bygrave. I graduated from Pomona High School with the help of programs such as the Movement, which is one of our programs in schools, where we go in and we confront the disparities in the education, doing intervention, mentoring, and tutoring, and college and career planning. So she said, with programs such as the Movement, then went to college and did my undergraduate at Fort Valley State University in Fort Valley, Georgia. Now I'm currently getting my master's at the University of Maryland in digital. Now, this is a young lady, family dysfunction, just stuff, a lot of craziness. Didn't know, I'm currently getting my master's in Maryland, in University of Maryland, which is HBCU. Oh, no, I'm sorry. It's not HBCU. I'm thinking of Maryland Eastern Shore. University of Maryland, we used to do our Black College Expo there. That's what I'm thinking, at the University of Maryland. But University of Maryland in digital forensics and cybersecurity while serving in the United States Army. Now she's getting that paid for, just so you guys know. The Army paid for everything. So, with the help of the Black College Expo and National College Resources Foundation, I was able to see the light at the end of a very dark tunnel. Growing up was really difficult. I did not think college was going to be in my future, but I had people like Mrs. Brown and Dr. Price and many others at Pomona High School's campus that were in my life that helped me realize that I was bigger than what my current state is. And we just talked about that. And that I can do whatever I want in life. I just had to realize that the only person that can stop me is myself. Because as long as I put my mind to it, to do something, I was unstoppable. School was never the problem for me. It was always my confidence. And a lot of us lack confidence of my surroundings and my personal attacks that I endured. And she has been through a lot. My home living state was not best either, but I always kept going because I had two younger siblings that needed to see someone be something or do something. At some point, it was about doing the best I could so that my younger siblings, Roger and Theresa, could be proud of me being their best sister. So I did. Listen to this. She came with a plan. She was able to graduate from high school and got accepted into 30 colleges and universities. Now, this is all trauma. When I tell you trauma, she's been through a lot. Graduated with a 3.5 from college. Right now, all of my dreams and wishes become a reality. And now I have hope that my younger siblings and students that I mentored will be the best, be them best that is possible, be the best that they are. If you're able to do it while really working regardless, we're dealt with anyone once they realize they are not alone. And she realized we kept telling her, Kyra, you can do anything. And it's just like, as you say what you say, she just spoke exactly. Because she was one of those that didn't believe and didn't think because there was so much. And I know, think about it, Greg, about the whole epigenetics thing too. And when we don't deal with that. And I think that's how we show up in relationships. And epigenetics is the trauma that is carried on in ancestry in our generation through slavery. And it's a real deal. That's real. And when it shows up with the way we act in the world and whatever, and then whatever other stuff our parents dealt with that put on us and whatever, all of that, that's all that stuff. Mm-hmm. And then we're expected to be the best, So
right.
It's
they
a lot.
Want us to leave that trauma behind and assimilate.
Yeah. So it's tough. So yes, it's I get those pretty much a lot. I get them weekly. Just people just randomly just sending me texts or sharing what they shared with somebody. So that's the fuel that God is just reminding me. That I've looked at that's just God's sending messages to remind me that my purpose is just reinforcing that I'm a vessel for young people.
Now, let me ask you, we always come with a global perspective here, and I'm just going to ask, do you get a lot of continental Africans applying for your programs or enrolling?
You want me to, oh my goodness, if I could tell you how many people have reached out to us through social media. Please help me. Please help me. Obey. If you are listening, I got you. He wants to go to a HBCU. And I was thinking about him this morning because I was on with Houston Tullison last night. The president is in town in California right now. And I'm meeting with them tomorrow. And I was just like, okay, I got to get him with them so that, because he wants to go to HBCU. So I'm just like, okay, I got you. So yes, a lot, hundreds. Wow. Yes. All the time.
Yeah, because that's what they do. They expatriate from their countries and come, to the United States. And education is very serious among our brothers and sisters from the continent,
Yes. And it's usually funding. See, funding's usually the issue, but some of the HBCUs have really good international programs. Most of them have international students, but some really work really well with making that happen. Because usually it's funding because you're out of state, out of the international students. So you're paying those international fees.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about funding because we see, in the wake of the murder of George Floyd and under the pandemic, all this money is flowing through communities for thus and so to lift up, people of color and oppressed people. And we know that a lot of HBCUs have received mega millions. At least that's what the news says and everything.
No, Here's my vision, and I should say my prayer is that all HBCUs, there's you see the 107, but there's really 105, because some of them might, like Concordia is not open anymore. There's a few that's not, and then you have some that came back in. But when I did my Black History Month presentation, it was 105 when I did my research. And at that point, I don't think Morris Brown was included because that was in 2020. And now we have Lewis College of Business. Morris Brown, just for those, I don't want to assume everybody knows. So Morris Brown College is back, accredited. Dr. Kevin James, great guy. They weren't, they were going through accreditation trying to come back. And so now they're accredited. So I don't think that was counted. And then also Lewis School of Business, which is in Michigan, which is in Detroit, in Michigan. They're back. It's a 2-year college. They're back. So, they did receive funding, but I think you have the ones that give more than others, because it's just like anything else. Greg, it's just like Greg J got his show, but then Gail King has her show. It's like you're there, you right there. But one has been either around longer, or when people give, they think about the ones that they see right away, then looking at, just like with us, it's NAACP, Urban League, you don't look at all, there's a lot of Black great organizations, So I feel like with the HBCUs, it's the same thing. We're a nonprofit. We would love for you to donate. We're nonprofit, been nonprofit. So we struggle raising money, and I had to come up with ways. That's why we do that. Well, we did the expo because of that, what I shared, because I wanted everybody to know about the history and legacy of Black colleges. But I also saw that I had to think entrepreneurial to survive as a nonprofit, because everybody doesn't know the not NAACP, we know that is, but the NCAA is a nonprofit. A lot of people don't know that. So when you look at all the things they do, they operate like a for-profit, but they're nonprofit. So you have to figure out why. So I don't want, it's not just Howard, it's not just Spelman, it's not just Morehouse, it's not just Hampton, or you hear A&T, you hear, it's so funny. A&T has one of the largest amount of students, in Texas Southern at the largest class this year. So they have over 10,000 students. A lot of people don't know their schools are bigger than the other schools that we name. They have more students. So it's like, I want all of the HBCUs to get money and get, level playing field, even amongst themselves. It's one thing to level playing field amongst education, because, we've been defunded, HBCUs. And now my cousin was a part of that. The attorneys in Maryland that went back and got all that money that were committed. So when the state gives money, they were funding schools at not the same level that they should have been funded. So that means all those years of being underfunded, I shouldn't say defunded, underfunded, all of that, all those years. That's almost like me and you are doing the same thing. You light skin though, or you clear. And I'm just saying, UPWI, I'm HBCU. You're getting $100. I'm getting $50, but I'm supposed to get $100, but I don't know I'm supposed to get $100. I don't know that I'm off. And then you finally go back and you see, and all those hundreds of years that you're supposed to be getting, you didn't, because they can't give one at one and one at the other if they're all state schools, or if they're all whatever. Education is education. And then, I'm in this space every day, so that's why I preach on it. But it's like, think about it. They expect schools that are under funded to play at the same level. How can you? Even though Deion Sanders is doing great, he can't compare Jackson State and the facilities to LSU. Have you been to LSU's facilities? It's I have. So I'm just saying, it's just like, it's the same thing that exists in everything. It's like that in everything. So I just pray that all of them could get funded. And I rest George Floyd's soul. I mean, I want to cry, because it's a sacrifice that you have to do. I just think about the sacrifices we have to do to just be seen. And why, the why. And I think, Martin Luther King just, we have to sacrifice to be seen. And it's sad, and it's hurtful, and it is what it is, because life is what it is. And yes, it's not fair, but it's,
I'm listening to
They
you,
can
and
be
I feel your passion 200%. This is, this is why, like I always say, this is why we do the work that we do.
mhm.
We're talking about funding. Today is Giving Tuesday, where
Yes, yes. Giving
all
to
around the nonprofit to the world, you're supposed to give to your favorite
yes.
nonprofits. And I've posted across my Arts Council for Long Beach, please
Oh
donate
yeah,
to
I
there.
will say put it in the chat
And then,
here. We gotta
I'm on
give.
the board of the West Angeles Community Development Corporation. Please donate to there. And now I'm
Yes,
just appealing
yes.
to everybody. Come on, please
Yes, don't
donate to
National
the
Call us, you
National
guys,
College
donate
Resources
to us.
Foundation.
Yeah. And you know what? I'll donate because it's like we have to do that. We can't, you gotta give. When you give, you're loving. You love give is love. Love is give. It's just when I just said when you give, you change lives. And you just pray. You can't, you think about, what are they doing with the money? Blah, blah, blah. You just have to give and just know in Jesus' name that people are doing the right thing. You just have to pray and give what God puts on your heart. You give. And, in this space, I have, Lord, if you only knew, let's just put it like this. My husband said, you ain't taking no more retirement. I ain't got no money. When you can't borrow no more. You can't take no more. My sister, like, no, remember I'm the youngest of 9. No, I can't help you. That's your, because it's so much. A homeless student doesn't stop being homeless tomorrow or in a month or in a year. My Devin Williams, whose mom committed suicide when he was 12, is still homeless. He's 22. He just turned 22. He's still homeless. We support him every month because I don't want him going out there doing, because think about it, he has no springboard, no support, no foundation. His foundation was taken. So whatever he's doing is on him. Like no training, no skills, no. So we had him in college and just trying to keep him, giving him normacy, you know? So it's like, I have so many students like that. And we just try to, all the money that we raise, every dime. So every dime that we raise, we put in a fund. It's a separate fund for scholarships, gap fees, and emergencies, like scholarships, gap fees. And when I say emergencies, it's a student who may be stranded at school, like during the pandemic and couldn't get home, so things like that, or they can't connect to the internet, or they don't have a computer because they've been using the computer at the college. So now they're can't, they're what do you call it? When you have to shelter in, you can't go out. They need a computer. So it's like just simple things, food. Keep the lights on. I have kids sleeping in college closets. Did you hear me?
Yeah,
I have a
yeah,
student
yeah.
sleeping in a closet.
Mhm.
Did you hear what I
Yeah,
said?
yeah, this is really, really something. So the need is great, so all across these different disciplines. I forgot to say the Dream Creator Studio too. You want to donate
Yes,
to them
yes. Put
too.
them all in there.
Yeah,
Put them
put them
all
all in there. Come on, you
because we,
get a
what?
little write off, right before
And the
tax
thing is, you
time.
can take $100 and just say, okay, boom, 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 10,
Mhm.
10, 10, 10, 10 organizations, $10. Because if everybody thought like that, think about it, Greg. If I'm from Compton, and I say to myself, if everybody that was ever born in Compton, George Bush, I think he was,
Mhm.
no, he moved there too, I think. But everybody, George Bush, senior,
Right.
he was from Compton. So if everybody
Imagine that.
put $1, yeah, that's what I say. Put $1 up when they were born. From every year, you gave $1 that was born in that city. Think about the funding of that city.
Wow.
That's everywhere, though. Just
Wow.
$1. Wherever you're born, you give $1 every year,
Mhm, mhm,
and all the populations every year.
mhm. Well, let me ask you this, Dr. Theresa Price. We've gone through some very strenuous election times, and government is changing. We're all really just kind of trying to figure out this whole thing. Is a lot of changes happening right now. Now that elections have been decided, what do you need from federal government, from state government, from city government to
Mhm.
help you advance your cause?
We have. I feel like mental health Mental health, I think, is real. I think that is whatever things they could put in place. I think also um, on a local level, the education part and the way that we learn. I don't think we should be taught the same way we were taught. Like the way in the class, because this generation really is different. And I think you can learn so many different ways than one way. And I think exposure, awareness, some of these kids have never even been out of their community. I mean, taking them on a field trip to another state. I mean, just taking them to Santa Barbara. I mean, I'm just saying, because exposure is everything. You know, the opportunities are there. Like people say, oh, we have these STEAM programs. You know, I talk to people all the time that have money to like grant people or people that are making decisions for us or things that they think that are needed. But I said, understand that a lot of the people don't have transportation. How are they going to get there? How are they going to get there? You know, and we have to look at what can we do on the school campus, you know, because that is one thing. Also educating our community on voting and what it means and how it affects what we eat, the way we eat, our environment, what's put in our environment in our inner cities, the gas, the oils, all that stuff. Understanding recyclable energy, how does that benefit us? Foods. What about agriculture, foods, plant science, food science? We don't even go into that, but think about the health of foods that affect our community, from diabetes, heart disease, blood. It's the foods. And then to get good foods, the price. So how do we bring down prices for renewable energy and for foods, organic foods or natural products, no pesticide, you know, just all of those things, the simple things that we do every day that helps us remain healthy as a community. Because economics affects health, you know, education affects health. So it's like, you know, workforce affects health. So that's why our thing is, how do we close the gap on educational achievement, workforce, and economic disparities? Of the 5 pillars that affect our community: education, health and wellness, financial literacy, power of voting, entrepreneurship. Businesses, creation of more businesses and supporting, that's another thing, locally and federally and regionally. How do we support local businesses? All these businesses sprout up over the COVID or just online business. How do we support these people that have dreams that want to do something and they probably good at it, but they need the resources? So though entrepreneurship brings jobs, it does so many things for our community. That's why those 5 pillars, education, health and wellness, financial literacy, entrepreneurship, and the power of voting. What are we
You
talking
know,
about?
it's really something that you mentioned. There's a few touch points I want to get to, but before we move forward, you know, we're talking about fundraising and the need for resources and everything. And I know you have a gala coming up. We did mention it's Giving Tuesday, so folks can get it in today. But you know, tell me about your gala, and then how can we connect with you online? I want to put this in the chat so that folks can make a donation to support your work.
Okay, you can go to our website, NCR Foundation. Matter of fact, I will send it to you so you could just copy and paste. ncrfoundation.org / I want to say is donate. I'm right here on the site. Actually, when you come up on the site, I think the first thing that pops up is donor. At least it was. Oh no, it's not doing it.
I got it there. This is right there.
So
get it.
You got it.
Yep,
Support,
it's in the chat now for folks to get it, and then we'll also continue to push it out there, you know, so we can make sure that people.
Yeah, I want to say, so when you sit there and say what does a donation means to, because I'm horrible at asking. I'm always one of those, I'm gonna go get it myself. I could do it myself. Thank God for my
radio. You was radio sales. What you mean?
Yes, thank God for my rate. God knew what he was doing when he gave me that. When he told, you know, had me be account executive and selling ads and selling air.
Yes.
But remember I told you, have to think like a for-profit, have to think, how do you entrepreneurial? So otherwise we would not be here. I'm going to tell you right now, if I counted on donations, and I'm not saying anything, it's just that when you grow up, and I don't know if it's just in the Black community, you're not really told, okay, donate, you know, you give, but it's like, you know, we don't understand. Just like when people talk about taxes, I know I'm going off on some, but I want to make a point. How you going to get stuff if you don't pay taxes? So when people say we're going to no taxes, how you going to get stuff? You got to pay. Where's the money coming from? We got to come from somewhere. It's almost like I'm going to the bank and withdraw money. But if you never made a deposit, how are you going to get money back? Oh, I need money back from the IRS. I want to give my check, my refund. But if you didn't pay no taxes, how you going to get a refund? So that's all. So I'm just saying, when you donate, though, it's like a nonprofit is doing the work that the government should be doing. That's pretty much doing the work that the government. So that's why they give you this exemption of being a nonprofit, right? And it's our job to make the world better, to make the community better. I look at it as I tell people, God brought us here to make it better, to add on to what he gave us. And I feel like as a nonprofit, that's what we're supposed to do. And everybody has their focus. My focus is just educating our community. And I feel like education, all those things I talked about, when you break it all down to the core, it's education. It's not just about a degree. It's deeper than that. It's education, feeding that brain so you don't fall for the okie doke. Because if you're educated in terms of whatever it is, health and wellness, then you know what to eat and what not to eat. You know what to put in your body and not to put in your body. You know how to do your money and not do your money. You know how to, vote and not vote. You know how to, what entrepreneurial or not. You know what I'm saying? So educate you. It's all education. So people get so twisted. Education is everything. How to brush your teeth, how to comb your hair. It's all education, right? So I just want, our focus is to make sure every student understands that are underserved, underrepresented, at risk, low resource, homeless, and foster. I just want you guys to know that you can do and be anything. I don't care your background. I don't care about your parent. It ain't about none of that. It's about you here, what you believe. You have to dig into yourself and you have to say to yourself, I am great. God brought me here. I am amazing. I can do it. I know I can do it. You have to say that to yourself, just as you take a vitamin, just as you drink that water. You have to say that to yourself every day because you're working on you, and who can represent you better than you? So you have to do that. And yes, it's work, but I want every kid to know that they can do and be anything. And then we're here to just help guide you, provide the resources, give you the tools, give you our dual enrollment program is free. Everything I try to do as many things free as I can. So there's no excuse. Our HBCU football combine, our HBCU basketball showcase, free events. We bring in the coaches free. They come in free. They don't pay. Nice. We bring them in. We raise money. We bring them in. We say, hey, check out these athletes. To recruit, because we want to make the playing field. I want everybody winning. Everybody winning. So they recruit. They offer right there on the spot. Same thing with the expo. Come on, get accepted on the spot. Waive application fees. Giving you scholarships right there on the spot. It's just, I just want to inject shock, the heart, the body, to know that you are an amazing person and you can do and be anything.
That's really, you touched on a few disciplines in there, under the banner of entrepreneurship. And we definitely around here are always, we're entrepreneurs. So we're always, pushing opportunity, development of business and everything. And when we look at a global perspective, again, we just always go to that Pan-African perspective. And agriculture, I'm starting to really learn, agriculture, we really need to learn that discipline, because if we're going to build global business, with our brothers and sisters in Africa, the agriculture is important. We import coffee from Cameroon, West Africa.
Yes,
right?
Look at, and these schools have money for agribusiness. So you say, I'm going to go into business, but I need money for college. Major in agribusiness. Agribusiness has money for you. Land grants. The money's there. USDA. It's there, but we, even the military, man, people think, oh, military, I'm going to be on the line. They don't fight wars like that no more. Matter of fact, you might not be able to get in. Only 29% of the population even are eligible to even be eligible. Do you realize that? That's like less than a third.
Well, you can always be a technician like I was. I went there. I was a technician on fighter jets.
See, that's what I'm saying. You could be a doctor. You could be a lawyer. You could be in the band. You could be doing recruitment. You could do what you used to do, marketing, public affairs. Well, what you still do. Everybody, he still help. He can still help you.
Yeah.
So
Right.
oh man, it's
Yeah.
the opportunities are there. I have a young lady now that's a gynecologist. She went the army paid for everything. She has no debt. And then I have another student who owes $376,000. She's a doctor too, but
Wow.
she didn't go through. So I'm just saying, take advantage of the resources. Write for every scholarship. So what, you don't get them, write for it anyway, cut and paste. Tell your students, just write, just go for it. It's okay if they say no. One day the door is going to say yes. But if we don't keep knocking, if you need to get in the house because it's cold, what you going to do? Keep knocking at the door, right? You're going to keep knocking at the door till somebody let you in, or you going to break the door in.
Well,
Same thing.
let me ask you this. Nowadays you're hearing a lot more of people wanting to get back to the trades, and they're saying that maybe
I agree with that
a
too.
formal degree is not as necessary as we used to preach, but
Mm-hmm.
or I should say, the trades certifications in the trades are just as important as a 4-year degree. I guess you could say it like that. With all of this construction, we see all of this stuff happening. I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
you can see that the jobs are out there for the trades. How can an
Yes.
organization like yours help young people seek the proper certifications in trades?
Oh, come on now. We're in this. Remember, we said educational achievement. That doesn't. That's why I keep saying, you guys, it's deeper than the degree. It's deeper than the degree. You certificate programs, please. I recommend to get a lot of. So we need to be a specialist in something. So if you find what you love, see how you can get certified in it. Um, Community colleges now, perfect form to go and get every kind of certification. And from there, even companies are there ready to just bring you in, apprenticeship programs, everything from culinary to, community colleges. Think about it. You either go for free or very little. And they have funding support. So the community colleges, I'm just going to recommend. Now, if you want to get a degree and you're going to get your AA, or you just go and get your certification, or you get both, or you go there and some of the community colleges offer 4-year degrees, or you go and you get your associates and your certifications there, then you go and you get an advanced degree. My thing is, don't give anybody a reason to count you out. Look, I have my real estate license. Come on. I don't do real estate, but never know. So I got it. You know what I mean? I speak the little, habla español, a little Spanish, then I try to stay fluent with that because you never know. So I try to learn hi in every language, or bye, or thank you. You never know. So equip yourself. And I don't care about your age. Age ain't nothing but a number. Didn't Aaliyah say that? Age ain't nothing but a number. So,
Sure
equip.
did.
We even have for adults that want to go back to school and get advanced degrees. We have that. So it's like certifications, yes. The career, look, 50 over 50 in 2020, over 50 million jobs, 55 million jobs are available right now in health, STEAM or STEM. We say STEAM because the A for agriculture, aerospace, aviation, and AI now too, artificial intelligence. But and then you have and community services. Did you hear what I said? Over 55 million jobs in health care, STEM, and community services. Community services is what I do, what you do, because get social work, all the things you got to do to help and support. Look at the community. What do we need? A lot of community services, right? So you have those 3 fields. And the reason why there's so many jobs is that the baby boomers are retiring out and people are starting new businesses. Think about Amazon. Go back and look in the last decade, all the businesses that came up and that are in that world that are thriving, and just in the last 10 years. So it's like their certifications are great in the healthcare field, in the STEAM, science, technology, engineering, arts, agriculture, aviation, aerospace, AI, math world. When you think of math, what does a statistician do? Math, right? You're doing a play-by-play of the game. You're giving stats. When you listen to the games and the Lakers are playing the Clippers, I'll just say both because you never know who loves who. And they playing each other, right? And the person in the back, the announcer's giving the stats. That's the statistician. That's the math people. Come on. There are so many opportunities. And They don't all have to have bachelor degrees. Certifications are great. We even offer a free medical terminology class. We just finished our last group of 243 students. Free. Gave them murder because thinking, and I was looking at the class, I'm like, wow, itis, arthritis. Where's the word derived from? Itis. It's like, it's so crazy to look and learn medical terminology. So if you're in the health field, and a lot of the people that were in the class, they were either educators, or they might, I think I remember a Tuskegee student in there. They're going into healthcare, going into veterinary, or they were just wanting to change careers. They wanted to go into healthcare, so they wanted a base. So we'll be doing another class in January. It's 8 weeks. It's free. We offer 2 sessions. It starts at like 3:30 to 6:30, and then we do another one from 9:30, because the East Coast, we do 2 sessions. So one that starts early in the day, 3 to 6, and then 6:30 to 9:30. So just, you know what, as I told you, and you can listen to me, there's no excuse. We don't want anybody to have excuse. If it's about the arts, we got that. And the music business, entertainment. We have, Yo-Yo's one of our ambassadors. Kel Mitchell's one of our ambassadors. Uncle Marvin from Raising Cane's one of our ambassadors. Da Vinci from BMF is one of our ambassadors. So, it's just like building all that and them sharing their knowledge about the industry to help people navigate, because you can't make anybody get a role. You can't make anybody have a record played on the radio. It got to happen. You got to put in, but they can share their wisdom. So it's like every field, from an athlete to a zoologist, we pretty much, we're there to serve and help. And we have a lot of free services.
As the board president of a major nonprofit, I know firsthand, as we survive the most intense parts of the pandemic, we really can't say that we're out of it. We're trying to come out, but what has been the biggest challenges for you? How have you pivoted, as we say, out of the
dollars
pandemic
and cents? No. Cents. Dollars and cents. No, for real. And think about it though. You doing what you do. You're an entrepreneur. It comes down to resources, and resources are 2 things: resources without the dollar sign and the S, and resources with the dollar sign and the S. You can't survive. And I think leveraging is another thing, but you can't leverage if you don't have, one, the other, you know what I mean? So it really comes down to creating, trying to figure it out. Dollars are everything, because you can't just jump up and say, I want to start. You got to have some kind of capital. For me, I had pretty decent credit, good credit. So I was able to, let me borrow on this credit card. Let me borrow on that credit card. So it's like, if you believe in something though, you have to invest in it. If you believe in you, which you should believe in you, it doesn't have to be a business for you to believe in you. You have to invest in you. And I just have to say that you have to invest in you, just the way you invest in those tennis shoes, or that, that purse, or whatever it is, putting on that makeup. You're investing in you. To me, when you put on a eyelash or a eyebrow pencil, lipstick, or nice glass, whatever it is, you're investing in you, So I would say the hardest challenge for all of us, especially of color and women, is resources. And so, and even though they say the resources there, it's complicated sometimes to get the,
right. That's what I see.
File for disability. I look at people who have to file for disability, or they're really disabled. They really have an illness, and they're taking them through all this stuff. They want you to give up. So
it's like a lot of paper, man.
Yes.
It's like, oh my goodness.
It's crazy. It's crazy. When I write grants, oh my goodness, grant funders out there, grants, oh, they're grueling. It's like a lot, because I write all my grants because, I don't have a big staff to be able to have somebody do everything. So it's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot running a business. It's a lot running a nonprofit, because as a nonprofit, it's extra restrictions sometimes, extra things that you can't
and we keep hearing in the news that they're trying to help African American entities like yours, like mine, and all of that. We hear that this stuff is out there, but once you get down to the nitty gritty of trying to do it, it's
they take it's a lot of work. It's like you start looking at all that paper. And you want to say, don't y'all know? Come on now.
Right.
Watch my stuff.
Yeah.
Don't
And
you
then,
know
you
how
know, I
hard
was
it
having a
is?
conversation with a friend recently, and so we want to know, I mean, do they really want us to have the resources?
Yeah, well, I think it's a tease, and that's why it's so important for us to support each other. And I'm not saying that to be anything, but I just feel like we all should support each other. So when people send things, I try to just do something with it. I just try to help it, because it's like I said, take $100 and just say, okay, I'm gonna. At least you're doing something, you know. So we have to support you, Greg. We want you to continue your show and get. You're at a point. Think about it. You're able to have the guests you want to have, the way you want to have it. That's hard. So you have to fund that to be able to your time. You still got a bill that's happening right here at 10 o'clock, and you on at 10 o'clock, and the bills due at 10 o'clock. You got to have funding
Yeah,
because you got to be
definitely.
able to do what you feel the community needs. You're doing this because as a community, we need this. We need to be fueled. And your coffee conversation, it fuels us, right? So people need to understand how they expect you to do it. If you if you don't have a resource with the dollar sign in the S and without the dollar sign in the S, how they expect you to do it.
Wow, very
Resources, I
profound.
should say, yeah.
Right. Very profound, very profound, very profound. You know, here we are now as somebody may be listening to this, and this has been a godsend to them because they're trying to figure out, man, how do I get into the programs? Name some of the programs you have as we look into
Oh, wow.
2023. What's new?
Okay, so we have 5 programs as a nonprofit. Our college access. College access is where we just help students, parents, families have access to higher education, higher institution opportunities. And in that program, we do the Black College Expo. As you see, all of these logos, the Latino College Expo, the Students Think STEAM Expo, which you see the STEAM logo over there, right on top of my head. And we do the HBC. Well, I won't go there. So we do those. We do HBCU caravan tour. We take a tour, a bus of all recruiters, and we just take them around the schools and school districts. So all of that is college access. And then also we have a team of college and career planners that work virtually to help support students. That's all under college access. What that means is that our student is paired with an advisor, one of our advisors, and we provide free help to make sure they navigate through life in school and have plans after high school. Like whatever that plan is, whether it's going to a 4-year college, a 2-year college, a certification program, becoming whatever their passion is, we try to help them to get there and create resources, give resources. We give away, we've given away over $1.5 million in scholarships through raising funds. So our money and dollars we raise, close to $2 million we've given away in scholarships and gap fees. And then we've helped students. So we also sit and help students find money and get money. And we've done over almost $2 billion in that, just helping students find money to be able to go to college and stuff and complete college. Because retention, which is staying in, persistence, staying in school or in a program, and then matriculation, which is graduating. So that's our college access, college expo program. Then we have our internships and careers program, which are awesome. Miss Denise Parker leads, and she basically pairs students with employers, but she also makes sure that the students are work ready. They understand what it means to be an employee. They understand the responsibility, how to interview for a job, how to write the effective resume, build a LinkedIn profile, just all those things that can make the person presentable and employable. And then also in that, we have an entrepreneur program too. So our internships and careers and entrepreneur program is that. And every Thursday, we host a show. We have a YouTube channel, NCRF TV. Please subscribe. NCRF TV, where we just give resources and tools and information to elevate your game. There's one show called Elevate Your Game every Thursday that comes on at 5. And it's just incredible people on there, from entertainment to construction to real estate, just giving you tips and tools on even resume writing and it's just on how to be better, do better, get better, better opportunities, and then linking you to those opportunities. So that's our internships, careers, and entrepreneur program. Then our third program is our movement enrichment program, in which we work in schools and we provide comprehensive, holistic intervention, mentoring, tutoring, college and career planning, and we work with student athletes. So, and then we have, that's that program. Then we have a STEAM program. And Greg, I don't even know if you know this. We have a STEAM program, and it's to create diversity in science, technology, engineering, art, agriculture, aviation, aerospace, artificial intelligence, and math. It's that program. And we have a STEAM trailer that actually is equipped. It's a vintage trailer, looks like a silver bullet, silver bullet trailers. And it's equipped with Mac computers, 3D printers, a teaching board. And we actually go out and teach in the community, at church functions, at community events. And we just do that. We just did something with LAUSD, and students come in and they learn coding, programming, 3D printing. They learn all these solar energy, circuitry, renewable energy, all of that. And then we have also an African Americans in Aviation Traveling Museum featuring the Tuskegee Airmen, where we teach about Black aviators, Black pilots and astronauts in there. And Chauncey Spencer, your history, the second, who's the son of Chauncey Spencer Sr., leads that program. We partner with him, and he is a walking encyclopedia. His dad is the one who went to Senator Truman, who became President Truman, then Senator Truman, with Dale White, and convinced him to integrate the AmeriCorps, which is now the Air Force, to integrate with the Tuskegee Airmen. So the Tuskegee Airmen exists because of Chauncey's dad that went and flew there and met with President Truman. So that travels all over the world. And we're actually going to be in the Smiths featured. We will have a display in the Smithsonian Museum. We've been working on this for 7 years. National College Resources will be featured in there with an exhibit of bronze Tuskegee Airmen statues that we have that will be featured in the museum as a part of our STEAM program. So that will be featured there 2025. It will be unveiled. So we have a big old ceremony and all that in the DC, Washington area, in DC, Virginia area. So we're excited about that. So that's our STEM program. We also have esports with that too, where we have an esports program. And one of our former students who ended up working with us actually launched our esports program. So we partner with him to do esports, to engage students, to get them excited about learning, to teach them just life skills while they're gaming and competing and building their resume. And some of the guys on that team, they're professionals. So they actually give big checks every month as what do they call it? Celebrity gamers or whatever. So we have that. And then we have our student athlete program, which is our 5th program. And I just hired Coach Shanita Edwards, who's a Hall of Famer, MVP, NCAA softball Hall of Famer, who leads that program with some of our other sports coordinators. And that program is just to build student athletes and engage them, empower them, and educate them. And it's just to help them understand the importance of education, but also using their talent to get a free education. So we have a recruitment program to help student athletes get recruited. And we host the HBCU football combine, HBCU basketball showcase. We just did the HBCU softball showcase. We will be doing a track and field. We will be doing volleyball and baseball. So, and not just in California, it'll be in other states too. So they're just taking that. And I just feel like so many of us play sports. Why not help them get their education free using their talent that they love? And so the dual enrollment program is offered now. We also have a link on our website. If you go to our website, if you click under students, you'll see enter all the things I just talked about, apply to HBCU. We work with all colleges, just so you know. So as much as we bring history and share the history and legacy of HBCUs, we work with all the Cal States, UCs, private, independent, gemology school in New York. We work with schools all over the world, even international schools in Canada. Like, we work with a lot of, it's over 7,000 colleges in this country. So we work with all schools.
Wow, that's a phenomenal stuff, phenomenal work. I need to talk to you about bringing that silver bullet out here to Long Beach. I got some audience out here. We could make it happen.
Yes, it's awesome. It's awesome. If you go on the website, you'll see a lot of that. You
Mhm.
know, you'll see a lot of everything we're saying, and it's just,
Now I'm fascinated. I want to know, how did you get into the aviation piece, the military aviation? Because I was in the Marine Corps for 10 years, and
oh, wow,
I was purposeful in coming into. I was a technician, and I worked on F-4 fighters. I was in
wow,
Marine aviation. That was my whole thing. I did 2 tours on aboard the USS Nimitz, and been all over the world, working in that fighter
wow.
squadron. So aviation is a thing. I know a
That
lot
is
of the
huge.
old generals. I remember Major General Frank Peterson. That was the
Wow,
black man in the Marine Corps that
that is
flew
awesome.
jets and everything. How did you get it? Like,
You
how did
know,
that category come to you?
well, we got a donor, we got a donation. I had a meeting. I'll tell you, but it's so much. God, I just have to say God. But I was diagnosed with stomach cancer, and I through that experience, so God has to slow you down. And thank God I'm here. I know I'm not supposed to be here. I'm here. So I think that's why I'm just so full with the Holy Spirit. But um, I went to a function that I was when I was recovering. I did not want to go. And my brother, Eric Sawyer, just kept, you need to go. You need to go. You're doing the work. You're not getting any donations. You need to go. This is a good function. People have money. So I ended up going to this event, and nobody was talking. You know how it is. Everybody in their own little world. I said, I'm not coming here. It was a Super Bowl. I'm not coming here not to talk. I just started talking to everybody. I said, who are you? Blah, blah, blah. Everybody, I'm this, I'm that, I'm this. And so I ended up talking to one guy who we ended up knowing. My son was playing at San Diego State. He was on a scholarship, football scholarship, and he was doing well. He's playing there. And then the guy that I was talking to, his friend, son was playing there, and they both went to the same church. So he was like, oh, Chuck Denzel. Well, long story short, we ended up having lunch. He introduced me to this guy who said, I want to help bring diversity in STEM. It's just not enough black people, not black guy. And he just said, I just see, I just want to help in that form. And then next thing I know, he sends us a donation. And, like this, and I'm like, oh, okay. And what is it going to take? And so from there, through his donation, we were able to get students in college and going into aviation in the aviation aerospace field. We also work with 4 colleges: Cal Poly, Long Beach State, UC San Diego, and San Diego State, in building liquid fuel rocket laboratories, because we wanted to have students be the first to launch a rocket into space. So we were able to donate money through this donation to the colleges to get them to increase diversity in their engineering or STEM or aviation, aerospace, rocketry programs, and have these students compete to launch rockets into space using liquid fuel rockets. Liquid fuel and not gasoline. So that, and right now at Pomona, Cal Poly, we have our National College Resources Liquid Fuel Rocket Laboratory. And on the campus right now, if you go, you'll see National College Resources. So now in that field, he's like, Theresa, I'll help you get it going. I'll do through donations, but you're gonna have to figure out how to keep it going. I can't give you donate, and they're like, oh Lord, how am I gonna do this? Because to maintain those vehicles, it is like but God, you got to have places to store them. You
Yes,
got to do
yes,
the gas. You got to get them repaired.
yes,
So it's a lot. It's a
yes.
lot. But God told me, when I was in that hospital, and I said, Lord, he's like, you're here to be a vessel. And I remember looking, because we come from entertainment. We know the money in that field, right? So
Yes,
I'm like,
yes,
oh my God, how am I make money, Lord? I don't know how to make money in this. How am I survive? And he clearly said, Theresa, don't worry about that. You just do the work. And God take me from there. I just do the work. I don't know, and just I'm learning every day. I don't know everything. Naturally, I am learning every day. I feel like sometimes I'm the guinea pig. Have I been screwed over? Yes. Have I lost money? Yes. But God. And so I know my purpose. I know why I'm here. I know. So I just am so obedient and just want to serve. I just want to serve others. I just want to serve. I just want to watch the
amen.
I just want to serve. You got me crying again. You ever cried earlier? I just want to serve though. I just want to help people. I just want to help students. I want people to know they matter. I just want people to know they matter. So they don't go and just do stuff thinking that nobody cares. We care.
Right.
We love you. We need you.
Yeah.
I just want people to know they matter. And our
Mhm.
young people, Lord, they matter, and they're our future leaders. So we have to seed and feed them. We have to seed them and feed them so they know that they can make it. So we just want to be the light in the road.
That's right. As we come to the end of our time together, I'm just thinking how essential your work is now, especially just always been essential, but now more than ever, we are in the middle of what I call a cultural revolution. We've been
Yeah.
shown what is happening in this country with all of the struggles that we're having, the systemic racism being called out, the obstacles are re-emerging. My mother used to say, I'm a child of the civil rights movement, and my mother used to say, the more things change, the more they stay the same.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Your
Bell
work that
bottoms
you're
come back,
doing,
right? Bell
right?
bottoms and halter tops come back, don't they?
That's right. That's right. That's right. And
Oh,
your work is just so, so important because it is in the hands of our young people. These
mhm.
are the leaders of tomorrow.
Yeah,
And I'm concerned about my grandkids really, really deeply because this
yeah,
is a crazy, crazy
it
world.
is.
What kind
It
of
is.
world are they growing up in? How can they be properly equipped to deal with the
Yes.
systems that are right in front of them? And I think you're
Mental
doing.
health. You see why I say mental health, though, right? When you're
Mhm,
talking about what you just said, the craziness, you have to
mhm,
have a sound mind in this because it is
mhm,
crazy. When you
mhm.
look up, if you watch the news, at 11 o'clock or 10 o'clock, you turn on the news and you just hear all the first stories and be like, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, I
Every day
do.
is something, every day.
Yes. Some
So,
things,
so you
it's
have
just
to feed positive. And that's why your
mhm,
show is so important. You have to feed positive to you have to block out the noise because the noise is going to scream at you and you better bite and scream back. You better
mhm,
bite and scream back with a vengeance
mhm, mhm,
of
mhm.
positivity.
Absolutely. What's the last word you'd like to say to the people today?
Oh man, there are no last words because your life keeps going even when
Mhm,
it's not here present. So there's no last word. Just make sure you know that you need to uh, continuously make a difference. Add on to this world. Add on to this world because we've been given a world of world to exist and be, and just appreciate the simple things. To even be able to hear right now, to even if you can't hear and you're getting to even be able to move your hands, to be able to see,
mhm.
hear, taste, touch, hear all of those things that we take for granted, that we woke up this morning. Just a
Yes.
simple thing. And the most precious is that we know the Lord, that we have a Lord that we know. And I mean,
Mhm.
I just want us to realize that we matter. Know that you are loved, you are special, you are amazing. That's why you're here. So add on to the world.
Add on to the world. We're going to take that one out into our day today. Add on to the world.
Add on to the world.
Dr. Theresa Price, she's the president of the National College Resources Foundation. You remember Black College
Yes.
Expo and all that. Boy, there are a lot of stuff
Yes.
they have going on. They're sending rockets into space, yo. This is like,
Oh man, it's
wow,
a lot.
what?
And you know what? Everybody's like, when I tell people, they were like, "What, you do so much." I'm like, but our kids need so much. We're
Mhm,
not saying that when they need so much, right?
mhm,
So why
mhm.
can't we do so much? They need so much.
That's
We got to be the salt and the light.
got to be the
Salt for
salt
the
and the
season.
light.
Got to season it
Mhm.
and be positive, the light. So,
So now people can catch up with you on the website, right? Or do you have
yes.
another way? Okay, just
Yeah,
go
they
to
can
the.
actually, I take emails. Feel free to email me, Theresa at ncrfoundation.org. Here, I'll put it. I have no problem. Social
Mhm,
media, please follow us. I do check our DMs,
mhm.
even though we have, I can't do it all, y'all. I'll be trying.
We're
But
trying, right?
I do go in to
Me
see
too.
sometime when I get time later. That's why they say, "Do you ever sleep?" But I go look at we have a LinkedIn, National College Resources. I have one too, Theresa Price. LinkedIn. We have Black College Expo Instagram, where we just feed information, resource about HBCUs, Black colleges, our events, empowerment. We have NCR Foundation, uh, uh, Instagram too, where we just talk about everything from Latino College Expo to Black College Expo, STEM Expo, all the resources there, just like educational things, period. There. We have Latino College Expo Instagram with, for our Hispanic community, but all of our events are welcome and open to everyone. And we also have, I have a Instagram, TA Price. I mean, it's like, man, we got got a lot going on. We have a Facebook, National College Resources Foundation. We have Latino College Expo Facebook. We have NCR Foundation or National College Resources Facebook. Twitter, same thing. Black College Expo Twitter, NCR Foundation Twitter. And our Black College Expo Twitter is BLK College Expo, because, you can't put wasn't too many characters. BLK College Expo. And then our Latino College Expo, LC Expo. So, woo, we got a lot. We got like 12.
That's a blessing right there. They're just
and
such
then we have our TV channel, Greg. I'm gonna have to have Denise make sure you're on our Elevate Your Game. We have a TV channel on YouTube, NCRF TV. It has everything from HBC Realness to My Love Words to Crystal Westbrook's TV. She got a series we're doing right now coming out with Kel Mitchell that we just did. She remade his baby's room and all of that. So nice. we have some exciting program there to empower and entertain and encourage and educate people.
Yeah, I'd love to be a part of that. And also, too, I'd love to get the opportunity to embed it on Beach City Radio, beachcityradio.com.
Yeah. Oh, beachcityradio.com. We got okay, I'm putting that in right now, too.
Yeah. That would be great.
Put that link up there, man. We gotta come on.
Oh, man. It's there. That's where we have. Matter of fact, you can hear and see this conversation on Beach City Radio, beachcityradio.com. You can get on our numerous Facebook pages centered at Coffee Conversations with Greg J. Please join that. We're getting a few likes or friends. From 1,000, so that's good. Somebody's watching. That's a good thing. We also repurposed the audio here. We put it out there on podcasts, and you can get it wherever you get your favorite podcast: iHeart, Spreaker, Spotify, Google. You just name Apple. We're out there, man. Just put it out there. Coffee Conversations with Greg J. And now we're rolling with the National College Resources Foundation. That's what we're doing right now. And we're going to continue to keep uplifting the work that this great organization does. And, Theresa Price, I've been knowing her 1,000 years, man.
Yes, 1,000 years. Boy, we're going to be 1,021. No.
Yes. Good stuff. Good stuff. It is Giving Tuesday, so give today. Don't forget that.
Yes. Today.
Hit it. Just come on, help somebody. Help us.
Help us all, Greg.
Yeah.
He's gonna be posting all the organizations to give to, so we better listen. I gotta do your arts council. I did promise you that. So when I see the link, I'll do it. If you want to text it to me or whatever, I will do that today.
Okay, I'll do that for sure. artslb.org. That's where you get that one.
artslb.org. Yes. Okay.
Yes, but thank you all so much for listening to us today. And Dr. Price, thank you for sharing time with us, man. I just really love the work that you're doing. And I love that you love the Lord, because I love
you. Oh, man. I don't know what I would do. Trust me. I'm on the site, everybody. So I'm just like, okay.
Yay. That's what's
Where's the donate? I'm looking. I don't see it.
You don't see it? I'll send you one on
don't have to go on the link, but it should be on the home. We all should have it on our homepage. I'm in it now. I'm in it. I just got it. I went to the little side things. There we go.
Side panel. Okay, nice. We appreciate the work there.
If I don't do it now, I'm gonna forget. So that's why I'm doing it right now.
Okay.
Right now.
All right, y'all.
Okay.
Love one another, y'all. Love one another. Love one another. Peace and blessings.
Peace and blessings.